thinking, you know what the problem with modern Who is? And I think it's like they should really move away from, right? They should really actively move away from it, is not have the show be about him, right? Have him be the main character, have him be the catalyst. But you don't need to make it about him as well. Like about his mysterious past, is whatever. It doesn't need to be about him, right? Right? He's a traveler in time and space. Like it's like sometimes he gets moved, you know, he gets sent places by the Time Lords or wherever. Sometimes not, right? Sometimes he just like bumbles across the arc in space or something, you know. But it's not about him, right? Making his stories about him, I think that's where it goes south, right? I really do. Because I was watching, what was I watching last night? No, a couple of nights ago. Capaldi episode. Was it the pilot or was it? I think maybe no. It was one in season 12. I can't remember what it was. Where it's like remembering back about executing the master. Or I can't remember, but it's all about him, right? Right. It shouldn't be about him. He's a fascinating character. Right, and like the Sherlock Holmes, it's okay for it not to. It's like mostly not about him, right? It's and it's nice if you do it on an occasional basis. It's cool, it's interesting, right? But if you do it too much, as I think they've been doing, like I think the most you could have stretched it, the absolute most is the War Doctor, right? That's the more than that. No, it just gets silly. But they stretched it more and more and leaned more into it. And Chibnall leaned into it with his cack-handed, useless writing. And I think that broke Doctor Who, right? I really do. Look, honestly, I don't know. Look, while I did enjoy the show, I know everyone's like, "Whoa, fuck yeah, I enjoyed the show." I did. I enjoyed the shooting episode, right? Without delving into it insanely deeply. Yeah, I enjoyed it. The sensation I experienced was called enjoyment. I enjoyed it, right? So but I'm still. I don't know I don't know if Doctor Who can make it, right? That's what I don't know if it can really make it because I don't think Russell, in any way, shape, or form, can control his need to insert himself in an in freaking everything, or is it's not even part of it. It's his insanity. I don't know if he can hold it together not to do that, right? I really don't. And that's going to sink it, right? And I think, look, this new era, it just while I liked what they did on screen, the tying it to the Jodie era, which from my headcanon I can deal with. Like when he said it was adopted, to me that wasn't anything to do with the Timeless Child, right? Because again, just in his timeline, this is many years later. Right, it's like many years later. If that's how by generation, who knows? It's just stupid. Like regeneration made sense. So you could well, the first time he regenerated, they called it rejuvenation, and they said he shed a few hundred years, right? But then they went into regeneration. Was it regeneration? Was that from Pertwee to Baker? Because Troutons who. Pertwee, obviously, they had the Time Lord. It's time to begin your exile, Doctor. But yeah, it was those occasional episodes. Even when he went to Gallifrey, it wasn't really about him, right? It wasn't about Deadly Assassin wasn't about him. I mean, he inserted himself somewhere into proceedings in the Time Warrior. It's coming out soon, isn't it? Into the Time Warrior. But it wasn't. It wasn't navel gazing about, and it's an occasional thing. It's fine, but I think it's been done to death. I really do. I just think they just need to go and have a. I mean, look here. Let's compare. Let's pull up a classic season of Doctor Who, right? Let's just compare. We'll pull up a Doctor Who episode guide. Doink. Doctor Who episode. I haven't even started yet, by the way. This wasn't my opening sprawl, right? This was just like I was thinking. Oops. So let's go to a Hinchcliffe Holmes season, right? I think that's a pretty much archetypal great Doctor Who. Doing. We'll go to Fourth Doctor. Okay, let's get more into this. We'll go to season 14, which was a particularly good season. Okay, Mask of Mandragora. Yeah, that okay. Good historical with, but it's not about Doctor Who. It's like, the Mandragora recognizes me from my time when I was in on the Mandragora helixes. No, it wasn't about him. Hand of Fear wasn't about him. Wasn't about Sarah Jane either, even though that she was leaving then. Deadly Assassin came relatively. You had hints of his background, which was kind of nice, right? It wasn't about him. There was Face of Evil about the Doctor. It wasn't about the Doctor as a. I mean, like, yeah, it was called The Day God Went Mad, right? I was going to say it's not about him as a lonely god. I think it's like, yeah, it was intended to show the hugeness of the mistakes that it's possible to make. Would you say it's about? I don't think it's about his legacy. I think it was something about happened recently. Ropes of Death not about him, and Talons of Wen Chang not about him. And again, that bit where he says, "I was with the Swedish army who had jammed these Filipino army, right? When they stormed Reykjavik, whatever, something like that." Again, look, classic season of Doctor Who. None of it about bloody Doctor Who. Now let's go to like Capaldi, right? Hang on. I've got to go back over here. Fine. Season 10. Because Dr. Mysterio, it's more of a bit of a soap opera. Pilot's about him retiring, right? Smile, no. But again, it's still like the retired Doctor coming out of retirement one last time. Thin Ice is it's mediocre with lots of like this season. You can say a lot. Like it's not about him, not about him. Oxygen is about him. Extremist, Pyramid in the End of the World, and Light of the Land. Well, Extremist is. That's the one I was watching last night. Yeah, Extremist is definitely about him. Pyramid and Pyramid in the End of the World. Is it about him in that? No, I'll say that. Okay, those are Emperors of Mars. It's kind of about Doctor Who legacy. Nothing time when Doctor Falls. They're all about. It's too much about him, right? Too much of a focus about. I think that's where they went wrong. I think they went wrong. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.